Gentlemen, let me ask you something honest. Have you ever tried to please your partner, really trying to make her feel good, but no matter what you did, it just didn't click? Maybe she wasn't warming up, maybe she seemed distracted, or maybe you felt like you were doing everything right, but still not getting the reaction you hoped for. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, almost every man I've worked with has asked me the same question. Dr. Hayes, what kind of foreplay actually works every single time? And after more than 12 years as a practicing urologist specializing in men's health, I can tell you this. There is one method that works for almost every woman. It's simple, it's natural, and when done right, it never fails. It doesn't require hours of effort. It doesn't rely on pills, gimmicks, or tricks. And yet, it can transform the way your partner responds to you, physically and emotionally. Because when you understand this method, something changes. You stop guessing. You stop feeling anxious or pressured. You start leading with confidence, knowing exactly what makes her body awaken. But here's the truth most men never hear. Foreplay isn't about memorizing the right move or using a magic technique you saw online. It's about understanding how a woman's body actually works, biologically, emotionally. And once you understand that, everything becomes easier. So today, I'm going to show you the science behind the one kind of foreplay that never fails. And more importantly, I'll show you why it works. But before we dive in, I want to make you a promise. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do to make your partner feel safe, connected, and deeply aroused, even if you've struggled for years. Because trust me, I've seen men in their 40s, 50s, even 70s completely turn things around. Not by working harder, but by working smarter. I'm Dr. Amelia Hayes. I'm a board-certified urologist, and for the past decade, I've helped thousands of men restore confidence, improve circulation, and rebuild intimacy naturally. And in this video, I'll break down the 4 biggest mistakes men make during foreplay and why they backfire, the exact technique that never fails, and how to do it step by step, and finally, how to keep things exciting, fresh, and emotionally connected no matter how long you've been together. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share might change the way you see intimacy forever. Now, let's start with this question. Why does most foreplay fail, even when men mean well? Let's be honest. Most men were never really taught how female arousal works. We just sort of figured it out through trial and error, right? And when things don't go as planned, we assume maybe she's just tired or not in the mood, or that something's wrong with us. But here's the truth. It's not your fault. Most men were simply never shown how a woman's body actually builds arousal. You see, men and women don't respond the same way. For men, desire is like a light switch, on or off. But for women, it's more like a dimmer. It takes time to warm up, layer by layer, and here's the scientific reason why. When a man gets aroused, blood flow to his genitals increases quickly, almost instantly. It's fast, direct, and predictable. But for women, arousal depends on a complex network of circulation, hormones, and nerve signals that need to build before they peak. If she doesn't feel emotionally safe, if she's stressed, distracted, or sensing that you're rushing, her body can't fully respond, even if she wants to. That's because her body's arousal system is deeply connected to her nervous system, and her brain, not just her body, decides when to let go. So when you jump straight into physical moves, like touching, kissing, or oral stimulation before she's ready, her body might not process it as pleasure. It can actually create resistance instead of relaxation. Think about it this way. If you light a match on a cold surface, it burns out fast. But when the surface is warm, even a spark can turn into a flame. That's the difference between mechanical foreplay and real connection. Now here's something most men never realize. Foreplay doesn't start when you touch her. It starts the moment she feels you're present, your tone, your breathing, the way you look at her. These signals tell her nervous system, you're safe, you're desired. And that's when her body begins to open up. So if you've ever felt like you're working hard but not getting results, that's why. You're doing the right things, just in the wrong order. Once you understand how her body and brain are wired, everything changes. You'll stop feeling unsure or pressured, and she'll start responding in ways you've never seen before. In a moment, I'll walk you through the most powerful foreplay technique I've ever taught my patients. But before that, let's look at the 4 biggest mistakes that hold men back from ever reaching that level of connection. All right, gentlemen, let's get real. Even the most caring, experienced men make these same mistakes, and they don't even realize it. These habits are so common, so ingrained that they seem right, but in reality, they quietly shut her body down. Let's go through them one by one. Mistake number 1, jumping straight to oral. A lot of men think, this is the move, this is what she wants. But here's the catch. If she's not already aroused, her genitals aren't ready yet. They're not sensitive. They're not fully lubricated. So instead of pleasure, it can actually feel like pressure or even discomfort. Think of it like trying to start a car engine before the oil's warm. It just doesn't flow. Oral sex can be incredible, yes, but it's not the warm-up. It's the bridge. It works best once her body is already alive with sensation. Mistake number 2, being too gentle. Now this one surprises men all the time. You think you're being romantic, soft, careful, but when your touch is too light, too feathery, it doesn't register as pleasure. It feels ticklish, not arousing. Her nervous system needs pressure, rhythm, and intention to send strong signals to her brain. On the flip side, if your touch is too rough or grabby, it snaps her out of the moment. So what works? Touch that's alive, responsive. You're not tracing her body, you're engaging it. Mistake number 3, using massage as foreplay. I know, a massage sounds like the perfect start, but here's what really happens. Massage relaxes her, but it also puts her in a spa mindset. She's calm, she's loose, but not necessarily aroused. If you stay too long in that mode, she won't switch gears. Now, you can blend massage into the experience. Use it to ease tension. Make her feel cared for, but don't stay there. Think of it as the soft opening before the main event. Mistake number 4, overthinking or staying in her head. Dirty talk, teasing, compliments, they can all be great, but here's the danger. They keep her thinking instead of feeling. And true arousal doesn't live in the mind, it lives in the body. If she's analyzing, reacting, or giggling, she's not surrendering. You want her body to take over, her breath, her sounds, her movements. That's when the chemistry really builds. So those are the 4 traps. And if any of them sound familiar, don't worry, you're far from alone. Almost every man I've coached has fallen into one of these at some point. The good news? Once you stop making these mistakes, your results change almost overnight. Because when you stop doing what blocks arousal, her body naturally does what it's designed to do. Respond, open up, and connect. So what actually works? What's the one form of foreplay that never fails, no matter your age, stamina, or experience level? That's what we're about to dive into next. All right, gentlemen. This is the part most men never get taught. The most powerful, reliable form of foreplay I've ever seen. Something I call the full body flow. This isn't a trick. It's not a move. It's a rhythm. A way of using your whole body to create connection, safety, and deep arousal. Here's how it works. Instead of focusing on one area, her breasts, her neck, or her genitals, you use your entire body, chest, stomach, hands, face, even your breath, to flow over her slowly and intentionally. Think of it like a dance, smooth, fluid, continuous. You're not poking, grabbing, or rushing. You're enveloping her, surrounding her with warmth, contact, and energy. Why does this work so well? Because biologically, her skin is her largest sexual organ. Every inch of it is wired with sensory nerves that talk to her brain. When you stimulate large areas at once, her back, her sides, her thighs, her stomach, you flood her nervous system with gentle, rhythmic sensations. And when that happens, her body naturally primes itself for deeper arousal. No pressure, no forcing, just response. But that's only half of it. The emotional side is just as powerful. When you touch her with your whole body, you send a message. I want all of you, not just one part. And that message that she's desired, cherished, safe, that's what unlocks the floodgates. Because when a woman feels safe, her body lets go, resistance melts. And what replaces it is raw, real desire. Now let's talk about how to actually do it. Start with presence. Before you even touch her, slow your breathing. Make eye contact. Let her feel that you're fully there, not distracted, not performing. Women sense when your mind is somewhere else, and it kills the energy immediately. Then use multiple points of contact. Don't just rely on your hands. Let your chest brush against her skin. Let your stomach glide over her thighs. Kiss her neck while your hands explore her hips. The more contact you create, the more her body lights up. Next, vary your rhythm and pressure. This is crucial. If your touch becomes predictable, her brain tunes it out. Sometimes move slow and soft. Other times add firmness and depth. Alternate between your hands, your lips, your chest. That variety keeps her body guessing, and that's what keeps it alive. And here's an important part. Read her responses. Watch her breathing. Listen to her sounds. Notice when her body leans in or pulls back. She's giving you all the cues you need. You just have to listen with your senses, not your thoughts. The full body flow isn't about doing more. It's about doing with awareness. You're not performing. You're connecting. You're turning foreplay from a sequence into an experience. And once you master this, you'll realize something incredible. It's not about lasting longer or being perfect. It's about creating a space where both of you feel free, alive, and completely in sync. In the next part, I'll show you how to personalize this technique so it never feels routine, never gets boring, and always feels fresh and unforgettable. Here's the truth, gentlemen. No single routine works forever. Even the best technique, if repeated the exact same way every time, loses its spark. So the secret is not just knowing the full body flow, it's adapting it, personalizing it for your partner, her mood, her energy, her emotions that night. Because every woman is different, and even the same woman is different from day to day. So how do you keep it alive? First, stay present. Foreplay isn't about memorizing steps. It's about tuning in, really noticing her breathing, her body temperature, her sounds. If she starts to breathe faster, lean into what you're doing. If she pulls back or tenses up, ease off and slow down. Presence is power. It shows her you're not just doing something to her, you're doing it with her. Next, play with rhythm and variety. Some nights, she may want slow and sensual. Other nights, she may crave intensity and passion. You can use the same flow, but shift the energy. Change positions. Try it while spooning, standing or lying side by side. Even a small shift, a new angle, a different pressure, a pause before you move can reignite the fire. Third, mix emotional tone. Sometimes it's playful, teasing, laughing, light. Other times it's deeper, eye contact, quiet, connection. You don't have to plan it, just feel it. When she senses that you're emotionally tuned in, it changes everything. She feels safe enough to let go. Fourth, avoid turning it into a routine. Men love structure. We like to know what works. But when intimacy feels like a checklist, it loses its power. Don't think step 1, step 2, step 3. Think, how does her body want to be touched tonight? That mindset shift alone can transform your connection. And finally, keep curiosity alive. Ask her what she likes, not in the middle of the moment, but later when you're relaxed together. Say something simple like, "Hey, what was your favorite part of tonight?" It shows confidence, care, and it gives you insights most men never get. Remember, your goal isn't to impress her with technique. It's to make her feel safe, feel desired, feel seen. When you bring curiosity and connection into every touch, every kiss, every breath, it never gets old, because no two moments are ever the same. Now, before we wrap up, I want to share something that every man over 50 should know, because even when your mind knows what to do, your body needs to support it. If you want to perform with confidence, stamina, and steady energy, the kind that lets you stay present and in control, you need strong circulation. And in the next part, I'll show you exactly how to restore that circulation naturally, so you can bring passion, performance, and confidence back, no matter your age. Here's the truth, gentlemen. Great foreplay isn't just about technique, it's also about energy, presence, stamina. And for many men over 50, that's exactly where things start to slip. You might notice you don't have the same drive you used to. Maybe your energy fades faster, or your blood flow just isn't what it once was. And that can create anxiety, which only makes things worse. But here's the good news. It's not age that's the real problem. It's circulation. As we get older, the tiny blood vessels that support arousal, the same ones that help with stamina, memory, and even heart health, start to lose flexibility. That means less oxygen, slower response, and more frustration. The solution isn't another pill or quick fix. It's about restoring your body's natural nitric oxide levels, the molecule that keeps blood vessels open and responsive. That's what allows blood to flow freely, giving you that strong, full-body vitality you used to have. One of the simplest, most effective ways to boost nitric oxide naturally is through diet, especially foods rich in L-citrulline and L-arginine, like watermelon, beets, and leafy greens. They fuel your body's nitric oxide production from the inside out. In my own clinic, I've seen men in their 60s and 70s completely transform their intimacy just by focusing on circulation, adding a clean nitric oxide booster, or even a natural watermelon extract supplement to their routine. Within weeks, their confidence came back, so their stamina improved, and suddenly they weren't worrying about performance anymore. They were enjoying it again. Because here's the real secret. When your body feels strong, your mind relaxes, and when your mind relaxes, your connection deepens. That's when the full body flow becomes effortless. That's when intimacy stops feeling like work and starts feeling like freedom. So if you've been feeling unsure, disconnected, or frustrated lately, please know this. You're not broken. You're not past your prime. You just need to reconnect your mind, your body, and your partner. Start by practicing presence, then master the full body flow. And finally, take care of your circulation, because when your blood moves, everything else follows. Gentlemen, I've worked with thousands of men who thought their best days were behind them, and every single one of them proved that it's never too late to reignite passion. You can rebuild connection. You can restore confidence. And yes, you can make her feel desired again, every single time. Remember, foreplay isn't about tricks. It's about connection. And confidence isn't about youth. It's about understanding your body and using it with awareness. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more men's health insights, and drop a comment below to let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing our community of men supporting each other from all around the world. And most importantly, don't give up on yourself, because passion doesn't fade with age. It grows deeper when you know how to nurture it. I'm Dr. Amelia Hayes. And remember, gentlemen, it's never too late to feel alive again.